I woke up while nature was sound asleep, so I could marvel at its kingdom. I strolled through its lush gardens and saw every little wonder up close. Here, you can dance with giants, discover a feast for the eyes, and a feast for the appetite. Walls that hold heroes' stories told me of their bravery, while sacred places blessed my journey. I roamed places that stood the test of time, and others that were there since the beginning. I woke up
Every day, I wake up to a feast. Where I can sink my teeth into history. Or shock my taste buds with something new. It's here I learned the color of sweetness, expanded my pantry, and my appetite. Every next bite only leaves you hungry for more. Every day, I wake up.
I just woke up from the time of my life. It started with a major throwback. Then I got to meet the big shots. I found a sweet spot between cultures and hung out with the artsy crowd. I even picked up a few things along the way. After that, things kicked into overdrive. It started with a whirlwind through the streets, and unforgettable eats, a celebration of flavor in every bite, and an epic youth party at every turn. The best thing about it here, the good times are never over.
Yay! Mabuhay! You're now boarding GPSTV. Ako si Aya Fernandez, ang inyong online travel buddy. Join me as we navigate again and again our way through your favorite destinations, making sure, of course, to hashtag go safe, go travel. We're here again for another episode of Safe Getaways. And for today's episode, we will be venturing in the great outdoors, diba? At sadyang napakayaman talaga ng Pilipinas sa likas na yaman. And that is, we are really rich with natural resources and biological diversity, diba? Talagang in-English Tagalog ko para talagang ma-emphasize yun. From soaring mountains, vast forests, with stunning landscapes to breathtaking bodies of water. Hi, our country is so abundant with ecotourism. And we have so much potential, di ba? And so kung kayo ay sporty, aktibo, at mahilig mamundok, you should definitely stick around until the end of the show dahil pag-uusapan namin ang maraming mga bagay na yan. Tulad ng napanood nyo dun sa aming napakalupit na teaser. Come join me as we get one with nature. At ngayon, tunghayan natin ang nature adventures ng ating mga guests na triathletes at mountaineers up and down under the sea. Don't forget to like our Facebook page at GPSTV Official PH and subscribe to our YouTube channel for hashtag Go Safe, Go Travel updates. So, are you now, guys, ready for today's adventure? Do I hear yes? Yes, of course! Ako rin, ready na ako sa adventure. Hashtag iAdventures. So now, let me call on today's adventurers. First, we have Miss Lynette Ermac and Brian Chongko Ermac. Woohoo! Hello, they are a triathlete couple who has been doing triathlons and marathons for the past 10 years. Brian works in the marine insurance industry while Miss Lynette works in the hotel industry. Magandang hapon po.
Afternoon.
Good afternoon, Aya.
Afternoon, Aya.
Ako, very excited ako marinig yung love story nyo in connection with triathlon. Diba? Next on our panel, we have Miss J. Mamorbor. She is the founder and CEO at Take 5 Outdoors.
Hi, Aya. Good afternoon.
Hello, Sir J. Nice to have you here with us. And next, we have the president of UP Mountaineers. He is a competitive manager, obstacle course racing, and he is also the 2019 Southeast Asian Games race director and multi-sports athlete. Mr. Thumby Remigio.
Magandang hapon, Aya, and sa lahat ng mga nanonood.
Hello po, mabuhay. Magandang hapon po. And last but not the least, we have for adventure tourism. We have a member of Alab Mountaineers. And dito na siya, napakamayumi, marikit at maganda, Miss Hosanna Bagtang. Hello, Miss Hosanna. I'm very happy that we are all here today. Ready tayo mag-throwback ng ating mga past experiences para madala natin yan pagkatapos na itong nangyayari ngayon at pagkatapos natin malaman yung mga safety protocols. But, gaya nga na na-mention ko kanina, simulan natin yung discussion with asking our love couple here. To Miss Lynette and Sir Brian, how did you get into triathlon as a couple? Are you like part of a group that's very much involved in triathlon? Like, tell us your story.
Lynette, ikaw magkwento ng love story.
Well, taray, diba? Well, accidental na lang naman yung triathlon. So, I'm not saying that I respect the sport, but I really wanted to strike a balance in my life. And so I want to do something that will keep me fit. So I started running with my husband before I go to work. Then eventually my kids got into swimming and I need to have time for kids. So I started swimming. Then when Brian decided to move to triathlon after we've been doing marathon, nagbabike siya ng weekends.
Yeah.
So when you can do swim, bike, and run, what do? Then you join a race and you became a triathlete.
So kasama rin po yung mga anak ninyo kapag nagko-compete ba kayo or kayong dalawa lang most of the time?
When they were smaller and they don't require another room, yan, bit-bit. Pero malaki na sila, medyo magastos na kung dalawa na kwarto kukunin mo. So lately, pag lang naman, training races, is that what you call it? Training races? Then we don't have to bring them. But important races or big races, they're always with us. It helps when they're there. Napipilitan kang mag-cross ng line kasi mahihiya kang hindi ka makapag-cross ng line.
Yeah. So nauna pala yung naging you were married and then you transitioned to triathlon. Akala ko pareho kayong triathlete, then doon kayo nagkakilala. Pero pwede rin yun para sa iba, pwede rin yun, di ba?
Marami.
O yun, biglang napaano si Sir Brian. Anyway, can you tell us about how you got into adventure tourism naman or outdoor activities para sa iba? Kung sila Mr. Brian and Miss Lynette, they became a couple before they got into this triathlon. How about you, Sir Tomby? Paano po kayo naging into adventure tourism or outdoor activities?
Oh, well, bata pa ako, malikot na ako eh. So, I grew up in Manila. So, wala akong probinsya. So, that's why yung natural tendency ko talaga mag-seek ng, kumbaga, maging layas. Then, supportive yung parents ko eh. So, talagang yung sense of exploration ko, yun yung nag-trigger sa akin para mag-try ng iba-ibang sports, iba-ibang activities, and then, through mountaineering, through hiking, and then rock climbing, na-involve ako nakakilala ako ng maraming friends that influenced me. And then, mga 1998, I started racing naman, adventure racing. So yun yung naging start ng involvement ko sa multisport. Then from there, nag-progress na sa running, triathlon, water sports, kung ano lang yung kaya kung ano yung pwede, kung ano yung opportunity for me na dumarating. Ginagrab ko lang yon. So
bale nag-start. So Sir Tommy, nag-start siya mag-progress when you joined the group.
When I joined, nung una wala akong group eh. So talagang mga friends lang. Then college, doon ako nagsimulang magkaroon ng group. So regularly, we go camping, hiking sa weekends. Tapos, nagkaroon kami ng maraming friends na input sa iba-ibang sports. In-invite kami, and then yun yung mga opportunities na ginagrab ko. So anytime may mag-invite sa akin, Tambi, you try rowing. Okay, game.
Nice.
Subukan mo mag-rock climbing. Sige, sama ako. So ganun lang. Ganun lang ako ka-open until now. Ganun pa rin ako. So, sabi nga nila, kalat ka rin ako. Kaya, dami kong kasubukan.
I see Miss Lynette nodding it. Talagang kapag adventurer, parang natural na kaladkarin ka, no?
Yun yung term.
Oh, thank you, Sir Tommy. Ikaw, Miss Hosanna, nakita ko rin na tumawa ka doon sa pagiging kaladkarin. Paano nagsimula yung passion nyo sa adventure tourism?
Okay. Nag-start ako actually after kong graduate ng college kasi dami akong time eh. Karoon ako ng time. So naghanap ako. Mahilig ako sa mga medyo delikado. So I started searching. So tapos nakita ko, climb, parang gusto ko matry. And then I tried it. Okay, maganda siya. At saka marami kang mamimit. Aakyat kang mag-isa, walang kakilala. And then pagbaba mo, ang dami mo ng friends na bago.
True.
That's one of, yan yung isa sa mga nagustuhan ko talaga sa hiking.
So, nagsimula kayo sa pag-search lang randomly, saan? Sa Facebook or sa Google? Or may nagyayaba sa inyo?
Through friends. Nag-aya ako sa friends ko and then search, saan pupunta, paano pumunta doon, and then yun.
Sa joiners ba po kayo nag-start? Yung mga ganon?
We started, I started pala, 3 lang kaming umakyat. All girls.
Wow! So, para pala sa mga viewers natin, joiners, yung parang meron ng existing group and then sasama ka na lang sa kanila. Tama po ba?
Yeah.
Pero kayo, nag-start kayo as group of 3 na umakyat.
Yes.
Wow!
Try muna.
Galing. Kayo naman, Sir Jay, nakita ko kayo na umuo kayo dun sa pag-join sa mga groups eh. Paano po nag-start yung yung passion nyo sa adventure tourism? Or in short, yung pagiging kaladkarin?
Same thing with Sir Tab. Before, very young talaga nag-start ako mag-hike. Siguro kasi yung lugar namin, I live in malapit sa Mount Pico de Oro. Sa Pico de Oro. So talagang bata pa lang kami, na kami ng bundok. So when I after college, I joined DILG. So when I joined DILG, then na-assign ako sa iba't ibang lugar sa Pilipinas. Then I saw the beauty of our nature. So yun, from DILG nag-start climb every weekend, and same with other guests here na I really tried also everything from rowing to diving, everything na siguro na risky. Itatry mo kasi yun yung passion mo, yung adventure.
Uy, pero para sa mga viewers natin naman na hindi ganun ka-adventurous, huwag kayong matakot kasi for sure naman, before ka, ako rin kasi mahilig ako sa adventures, before naman din mag-start, syempre, merong proper orientation, ganyan-ganyan.
Yeah.
Ano na lang talaga, lakasan loob para mag-try. Actually, sa simula, I don't know if you all agree, sa simula lang siya nakakatakot. Pero once na nandun ka na, tuloy-tuloy na yun. Yung adrenaline mo, tuloy-tuloy na. Tsaka wala ka na ring choice. Wala na nag-hike ka, gusto mong bumalik. Anyway, ano tawag dito? We've been mentioning, thank you Sir Jay, we've been mentioning mga multisports, hiking, trekking. Para sa ating mga viewers, let's differentiate our mentioning of different sports. So let's start with the background of Sir Thomby sa UP Mountaineers. 'Di ba? Yung inyo po, hiking, that means pamumundok. That involves go.
Oh, well, mountaineering itself yung term, no? So, of course, it involves mountain or climbing mountains. Pero yung mga terms na usually na naririnig nyo, hiking, trekking, then mountaineering, ano differences? Napakaliit ng diferensya in terms ng hiking and trekking. So, halos pareho lang yan. Hiking, yan yung medyo for beginners. It usually takes a couple of hours hiking on trails or established paths, and usually in the woods or outdoors. And then trekking, ito yung medyo nag-level up, and it usually involves longer walking, and usually yan takes at least 2 days. So naging multi-day na. May camping nang involved. And in other countries, yung mga areas nila for trekking, meron silang mga log cabins, or may mga accommodation silang natitirahan. So it doesn't necessarily mean sa kailangan nila magdala ng mga camping gears. And then mountaineering, ito na yung mas mataas na level, and it usually aims on climbing a peak or a mountain peak or a summit.
Okay.
And it involves a lot of preparation, mentally, physically, of course, a lot of skills. And kung mapapansin nyo, yung mga napapanood nyo sa TV, it involves rock climbing, skiing, yung mga ice climbing na yan. Yan yung mga common na skills na ina-apply sa mountaineering. So, kumbaga maraming skills na involved sa mountaineering. Yun. And then maraming preparation, and it entails a lot of training para magawa mo yan. Sa Pilipinas, we call our mountaineering as tropical mountaineering or forest mountaineering kasi wala tayong alpine mountains. So, and we don't really have very high mountains like yung sa abroad. So, nag-adapt lang tayo sa environment natin. Pero we still call it mountaineering.
Thank you, Sir Thomby. Ako, matagal na rin ako nag-adventure, pero ngayon ko lang din na-visualize ng maayos yung differences. Miss Lynette, I saw you nodding. You are into triathlon. Pero yung triathlon nyo ba, kasi ako, I haven't tried it yet, pero nasa isip ko kasi yung parang Olympic setup. Pero na-incorporate ba po siya sa natural trails? Yung gaya nung na-mention ni Sir Thomby, I saw you nodding.
Si Brian siguro
Yeah, my triathlon outdoors using mountain bike.
Off-road drive.
Off-road, that's it. Like Sir Thomby saying.
Right.
But yung experience namin ni Lynette is only on the road, on the side, not on the off-road. I'd love to do it. Papaturo siguro kay Sir Thomby soon.
Ay, Sir Brian, you are the president of a marine adjusting firm. Wow.
Yes.
Could you tell us more about your passion for the environment in connection to your outdoor activities? Like, paano niyo po siya nai-intertwine?
Yeah, since nag-umpisa ako, we started like what Lynette said kanina. We started in running 10 years ago, I think 2010. And then it slowly transitioned into triathlon. When I started to cycle, when I started to bike, nagustuhan ko siya. I loved it, like what a lot of bikers right now. Every weekend we go out with teammates, and it's exhilarating. Masaya siya kasi pag nasa office ka daw during weekdays, and then we live in the city. Pag weekends, it's nice to go out no?
Oo.
Yeah, so it's really exhilarating. Nakaka-recharge siya. And then when we train outdoors, it's also very nice, and I always look forward to it. It's very nice.
Yeah, mamaya manghingi ako ng tips sa inyo kasi na-mention niyo yung mga preparations, pati si Sir Tommy, yung mga training. Mamaya manghingi ako ng tips para sa mga beginners also like me, as well as sa mga viewers natin na nagsisimula pa lang sa adventures. Kung ano yung mga preparations na to take namin from workout to other stuff and preparations. But anyway, ngayon I'm very curious too with Sir Jay. Ano po yung Take 5 Outdoors? How was it formed and bakit Take 5 ang tawag?
So, I started Take 5 Outdoors when, as I've said a while ago, when I resigned from the ILG. So, after resigning from the ILG, because we always go to community, na-realize ko ang kapal ng buko ng mga contacts sa community. So, I established a company called Take 5. Sir Tommy will agree with me na Take 5 means take rest. every mountaineers will know that Take 5 means take rest.
Bakit po Take 5?
It means take 5 minutes. Take 5 minutes rest. So usually, umaabot siya hindi 5 minutes talaga. Minsan 1 hour. No, Sir Tom? Tulog na sa trail.
5 hours.
Sobrang pagod. But we still call it, kahit gaano kahaba, we still call it Take 5. Take 5 tayo. Yeah.
Oo. Tsaka I like how yung pangalan, nanggaling siya dun sa pagbibigay ng importansya dun sa pahinga. Kasi usually pag outdoor activities, focus lang tayo dun sa adrenaline, gano'n.
Also, that's also our brand. Kaya Take 5 is because take rest. We wanted to give people a break from their everyday routine. So, because we are very stressed, very bored, usually during weekends, so we offer something new to break their routine, their everyday routine.
Sir Jay, nakaka-inspire rin po yung coming from the ILG. It became a stepping stone to Take 5.
Yeah.
So, para sa mga viewers natin, baka sign na rin to para sa inyo. Joke lang. Sign Mara mag-resign. Joke lang. How about you, Miss Hosanna? How was Alab Mountaineers formed? Ang ganda ng pangalan, Alab. Saan po nang galing yung lumalagablab na pangalan ng inyo?
Okay, kasi pag umakit ng bundok, yung iba may mga banner eh. Meron silang parang yung pangalan ng hiking group nila. Kami walang ganun. So parang, bakit tayo walang label? Gusto rin namin magkaroon ng label. So kaya gumawa kami ng Alab Mountaineers. Usually, same-same lang kaming umaakyat. Group of friends kasi kami. So, ayun. Gusto lang na, para at least, di ba, may identity kaming sarili pag umaakyat.
So,
mahirap talaga yung mismo walang label.
Yes.
So, we need to put label.
So, sasabihin ko na nga ba sana, pero naramdaman ko po na manggagaling po yan sa inyo, Sir Jay. Yung mahirap po yung walang label.
Yep, correct.
Miss Hosanna, so nag-start po siya sa mga barkada nyo.
Yes, kasi regular na kami, every week na kaming umaakyat. So, ayun, nag-form na kami ng group para at least meron kaming, pag umaakyat ka kasi minsan, lalo na pag mga major hike, tatanungin anong pangalan ng group nyo for the certificate. Kasi may ini-issue na certificate na natapos mo yung climb sa bundok na yun.
Saan nga po galing yung Alab?
Alab, it means passion. Passion sa pag-akyat sa outdoors at na pangalagaan yung kalikasan natin. Kasi may mga ibang umaakyat, tapon dito, tapon doon, hindi alam kung anong mga dapat gawin pag umaakyat, kukuha ng halaman, iuuwi. Yun yung mga iniiwasan natin.
Naku, yan yung mga dapat batukan, yung mga pumipitas ng kung ano-ano. Kala ko, I love you, ganyan. So, galing yun sa
Pwede.
passion,
Yes.
sa kalikasan, sa outdoor activities.
Yes.
Ngayon, we've been mentioning a lot. Hiking, trekking, triathlon, meron pa tayong, yun, ang dami nating minimension. Pero, meron akong Miss Universe questions para sa inyong lahat. Among all these activities, which one do you enjoy the most and why? Yan, sige. Start tayo kay, coming from the Philippines, Mr. Brian Ermac. Start po tayo sa inyo. Among all these activities. Kay candidate number 1.
Biking siguro.
And why?
It's because of because of the camaraderie, because of yung bond mo with friends. I think the reason why I love it because you enjoy it the most because kasama yung mga kaibigan mo kasama mo. It's hard to talk of course it's hard to talk in swimming, di ba? Whilst in biking, even for your biking, you can talk it. Mahirap din siya in running. But running, of course, we started running, no? But if the question is kung ano yung which of the three, I'd say biking. Because it also involves a lot of hours. So, kasama mo yung mga kaibigan mo. Kasama ko yung asawa ko.
Thank
While
you.
biking.
Yun talaga
yung natutumba.
Dinukeng. So, Miss Lynette, totoo ba po yun? Kayo, totoo ba po yun? Lagi daw kayo na.
Oo.
Yeah.
I always crash. Actually, the last race I had, yung I joined one, hindi ako natapos. Nahulog ako sa kanal. Nakakahiya.
Binuhat siya ng mga pulis.
Malaki ako 4 na pulis ang nagtanggal sa akin. Maahon lang ako sa kanal.
Bakit? Workout yun sa kanila. So, as you see, para sa mga viewers natin, hindi kailangan na perfecto kang, di ba? Kasi mga nasa isip nila, hindi ako magaling na cycler, hindi ako magaling na swimmer. Hindi kailangan para matry mo to. So, kayo naman po, Miss Lynette, among all the activities that we've been mentioning, ano po ang pinaka-na-enjoy nyo the most and why?
Ako, I really love running. As in, when I was just starting, it's so liberating, lalo na if it's early in the morning. There were times na when you start to run, tapos paangat pa lang yung araw, parang, there were times na naiiyak ako, parang ang ganda, tapos ang lamig. I mean, alam mo yun, you feel you're really one with nature, and you just pound on and pound on and pound on. It's a beautiful experience. But I think it's the problem with the others yata, that's why they don't enjoy it, is because parang they focus more on running faster, getting better. That's not the whole reason of doing these things. It's about you communing with nature and be one with nature. And that's why I love running, kasi nga nagka-crash ako pag nagbabike ako.
pero sinusubukan nyo pa rin, di ba? Tsaka ginagawa nyo pa rin kahit ilang beses kayong matumba.
Para kay Brian, Chos.
Hashtag let our response be hashtag sana all.
Sana all.
Thank you, Miss Lynette. Pero last na follow-up. Miss Lynette, do you jog with music or wala?
I used to, but then it takes, as I've said earlier, it's how you commune with nature, how you listen to your body. That's the beauty of it. So I stopped doing that.
Yeah, true.
Actually, you know what? When you're running, and it's just really the doing it ang purpose mo. You don't need a race watch to know your pace. Kasi sasabihin ng puso mo sasabihin ng hingal.
Mabilis ka na.
Mabilis ka na. Lahat. It's a beautiful. Medyo okay, pero well, ganun talaga.
Hindi, it's inspiring to hear. Kasi nga, yung iba kasi masyadong gigil. Ako rin, minsan guilty ako dyan, yung parang nag-focus ka na, yeah, work out, ganyan. Nakakalimutan natin yung being present. Oh. Sige, nakita kong tumawa rin si Miss Hosanna. How about you, Miss Hosanna? Which among all these activities yung na-enjoy nyo the most and why?
Okay, pinaka na-enjoy ko is camping, overnight climbs. Lalo na pag magsi-set up camp pa lang kayo, pagod kayong lahat, tapos set up tulungan, tsaka yung luto-luto, yan, na-enjoy ako. Taga-tikim ako eh.
Kaya pala
Pati yung
na-enjoy.
socials sa gabi. Pati yung socials, napakahalaga ng socials sa gabi. Bonfire, actually yung ibang bundok bawal yung bonfire eh. Meron lang mga bundok na pinapayagan. Usap-usap tayo sa gabi about life, malayo sa mga gadgets, under the stars lang, ganyan. Yun yung isa sa mga magaganda at fruitful na usapan na nagaganap pag with friends.
Oh, pero wala naman sigurong iyakan dyan about life, wala naman. Minsan. Why not, di ba? Under the stars pa. Thank you, Miss Hosanna. Kayo po, Sir Thomby. Ano po, ang dami nyo po talagang na-mention. Parang sa atin po lahat dito, kayo po yung pinaka-bibo sa yung na-mention lang naman. Ano po yung activity na you enjoy the most and why?
Well, share ko lang din. So, aside from yung recreational aspect ng mga ginagawa ko, ito rin yung trabaho ko. So, I'm a race organizer. I used to organize mountain tours before, right? Mountain biking, rock climbing for a group. Pero medyo matagal ko nang tinigilan yan. Pero ngayon, I'm involved in a lot of race organizing. Sabi nga kanina, naging race director ako ng SEA Games ng obstacle course racing. So basically, yung livelihood ko nanggagaling sa outdoor sports. Kaya apado ako ng pandemic ngayon, sobra. Dahil hindi tayo nakakalabas, walang racing. So isa ako sa nasa pool niyan. Pero, well, okay na rin yung training ko sa mountaineering. So, na-endure ko yan and hopefully matapos na. Ano yung gustong-gusto ko sa lahat? Actually, gusto ko sila lahat eh. Pero kung ano yung pinagtutuunan ko ng mahabang oras, yun yung usually running, long distance running and long distance cycling. And most of the time, mountain bike. Basta nasa bundok ako. So yan, masayang-masaya ako niyan. I usually go out with friends, sabi nga ni Sir Brian kanina. Yun yung essence eh, marami kang kasama, kaibigan, and then outdoors. And then sabi ni Ma'am Lynette, iba yung takbo ng utak mo pag tumatakbo ka or nagbabike ka. Yan most of the time pag weekends kasama ko yung mga friends ko, pero in between yung running and riding friends, I run and bike alone most of the time. So sa bundok. So yun yung time na nakakapag-isip ako ng mga ideas, and then at the same time nare-recharge ng utak ko. And yun nga, I don't usually listen to music kasi pag nasanay ka, ang hirap tanggalin yan eh. Then at pag namatay yung music player mo, may iba yung takbo mo kasi parang nagiging requirement siya. And nababarahan yung mga ideas na pumapasok sa utak ko pag meron kang naririnig. It's all about nature eh. So yung ingay ng mga ibon, yung hangin. So yun, hindi mo naririnig usually sa city. So yan, running and cycling usually for longer hours of for longer period of time. Yan yung na-enjoy ko talaga sa ginagawa ko. And yan ang nagtumulong sa akin survive ng pandemic na to mentally wise kasi nagagawa ko lang.
Yan na-mention kasi ni Sir Thomby habang hindi pa kami nagsisimula na ngayon he continuously bikes. Kasi ngayon pwede naman ng biking basta merong social distancing, meron kang mask siguro kung meron kang stopovers, diba po Sir Thomby?
Iwasan mo lang yung crowd and then familiar ako sa areas na pinupuntahan ko, so alam ko kung saan yung konti yung tao. Yun lang yung ginagawa ko. So,
Siguro, Sir Thumby, yun po ang sikreto nyo, yung mga adventure activities nyo, kung bakit napakakalmado nyo po, kahit na ang dami nyo pong ginagawa, di ba? As an organizer of adventure events. Siguro yun po ang sikreto, no?
Ayun. And then, kailangan ko rin i-differentiate kasi yung, halimbawa, running for recreation and running for work. May diferensya yun eh. So,
Ano po yung diferensya?
if I'm cycling or running for work, usually ang focus ko yung distance ng sapat ako, like I'm thinking of a race. So, hindi siya fun, sa totoo lang.
Competitive, mindset.
Hindi siya competitive, pero kasi you're thinking of doing it for other people eh. Ano ba yung mag-enjoy, ano ba yung safe for my racers, saan yung mga water stations ko, kailangan kong ipaalam to sa mayor or sa police or yung mga ganong considerations. Well, iba yung ginagawa mo yun for recreation. Iisip mo lang yung feelings mo. Takbo ka lang ng takbo. And usually, pag may mga times na tumatakbo ako, nag-start ako ng 3 a.m., umuwi ako mga 6 p.m. na. Ganon. So,
Wow.
ako ng takbo. Hindi. And I usually join races, no? So until now, I join ultra races, mountain races. So yung mga trainings ko ganyan. So iba yung work and iba pa rin yung recreation or yung kumbaga ginagawa mo para sa sarili.
Well, on behalf of all the participants sa mga events na ino-organize nyo, maraming salamat po. Saludo kami sa inyo, 'di ba? Pero bagamat ang daming ang ginagawang work, napakakalmado nyo nga po. Talagang saludo po kami sa inyo. Maraming salamat with the work that you do. And last but not the least, contestant, we have Sir Jay. Among all these activities, which one do you enjoy po the most and why?
For me, trekking talaga. Kasi you will be able to camp din dun sa bundok and rather you will spend time with billion stars, not just in 5-star hotel, but billion stars. So for me, when you go trekking, it's not just about yung pag-akyat per se. It's about connecting with people. Sa akin kasi yun yung importance. Kaya ko rin namin tinatag yung Take 5 is to connect to other people. Kasi right now, ngayong may pandemic, sobrang hirap sa amin, yung mga kasama ko and other our clients na hindi makapag-connect using the great outdoors. That's why we are doing some initiatives katulad nung ganito, virtuals na kung saan makakapagkita-kita pa rin kahit hindi nakakaakyat. So, yep.
Salamat po kasi ako just hearing from your stories, parang na-excite na rin po akong mag-trek eh. Salamat po, Sir Jay. Miss Lynette and Sir Brian, kanina kasi di ba napag-usapan natin yung mga nabanggit ko kanina, hihingi ako sa inyo ng mga tips. So ngayon, hihingi ako muna sa inyo ng tips ng you could give for someone who wants to get into triathlon. Ano po yung mabibigay niyong tips? How do you prepare for it? Mga ganon.
Ako bago si Brian yung sa skill part. In my part kasi, since hindi naman ako athletic, how I got into triathlon. First, you need to be ready what you're getting into. Specifically for triathlon, it's an endurance sport. So before you get into it, make sure that you start with a good base, with a good foundation. Get a good coach. Yeah, Brian can attest to that. Also, you have to talk to the people around you because it takes up so much time. Like when Brian decided to join the Ironman in Australia, sabihan ako ng coach niya, you'll not see him anymore. Totoo. Tinanggal ko na siya sa mga iyayayain ko. And because hindi ko na siya, kung uuwi man siya, wala nang pakinabang. Tulog ka agad. So
but it's work.
Yeah, so first and foremost, before getting into it, you need to understand the demands of the training. The demands, you can just cross the finish line, ha? Hindi yung tipong mananalo ka. crossing that finish line would entail so much money and time
But
out
what
of your family.
Wow. What do you think is the right kind of discipline one should have to be an effective racer?
Um, for I think yung triathlon lang ang tinatawag na triathlete. Because for you to be able to cross that finish line, you need to have the discipline of an athlete talaga. Not necessarily a professional athlete, but an athlete like the ones I'm
An age
sorry.
group.
Yeah.
Like a serious athlete kasi you have to love it. I mean, you have to act like one. Kasi especially for us working, no? Training takes a lot of time. So you have to love the sport so that you are able to insert those training schedules in between your busy schedule. I think love of the sport comes first. And then after that, sunod-sunod na yon. You will be able to find time to be able to insert those training schedules inside your inside the sa busy schedule mo. So, yeah.
You need to be an athlete. A real athlete.
At saka pera dahil magastos eh.
Yeah. Actually, pero alam nyo, you mentioned na you train like an athlete. Actually, if you train like an athlete, you become one. So,
yes.
Saludo po sa inyo. Para sa mga viewers natin na you may be working or you may want to transition into full-time adventure like Sir Tommy or Sir Jane or si Ms. Hosanna. Diba? This discussion is perfect for you. Thank you po dun sa tips niyo. And Sir Brian, para naman po sa tips ng para sa mga gustong magsimula mag-triathlon, ano po yung pwede niyong mabigay na advice?
Yeah, siguro on the part na yung mga working people, like what I said kanina, you have to be able to love the sport. You have to at least man lang kahit isa biking because otherwise it won't work eh. You know, and then you have to be able to love the outdoors. That's one. You have to be able to love running, biking, or even swimming. And then from there, it transitions from there slowly. And then taking it from Lynette, I think one of the most important things also is to get a good coach.
Okay. Yeah.
In my case, yes, ang coach ko si Ige Lopez. So it's very important to have a good coach because they guide you. Mahirap ka pa in this case eh. Kasi especially that there is risk, especially like in swimming. In triathlon, swimming is the most how should I say it? Yung maraming nadidisgrasya.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But so it's not to scare people, but just taking it from my point that you have to be properly trained for it. You have to be fundamentally good. You have to know the basics, and then when you learn that, then you don't panic. You know, when the current changes,
you know what to do eh.
Yes, may kumapit sa'yo, you don't panic. So these things you have to learn from the experts. So if there is a tip.
Yeah.
Yes.
So shout out kay Coach Get Lopez for training our dear Sir Brian and Miss Lynette dahil otherwise wala sila dito kung hindi po kayo gumabay sa kanila.
Yes.
Anyway, thank you Sir Brian and Miss Lynette. So para sa mga viewers natin ngayon na gustong mag-try ng triathlon, ayun na ha, ito na yung sign, narinig nyo na. 'Di ba? Baka makahanap pa kayo ng love of your life sa pag-triathlon. Sir Tomby, ano po yung mabibigay niyong advice sa mga sanay na sa adventure? Kasi 'di ba, merong iba naiisip nila na parang ano na lang kapag nandun ka na parang baka stagnant na lang, yun na yun. So ano po yung ma-advise niyo sa mga nandun na, yung mahilig na sa adventure?
Ano ba? By the way, Ige Lopez is a good friend of mine. So, he's a very good coach.
Small world.
Tama yung choice niyo ng coach. Anyway, for me, no, so always have an open mind. Like, kung ano yung ginagawa mo ngayon, feeling mo yun na yun and you want something else, always have an open mind. And then, ano ba yung goal mo? You have to set a goal. Hindi yung pasok ka lang ng pasok kung saan. Tapos yun nga, ask from the experts. Magtanong ka, hindi nakakahiya.
Ano po yung mga klase ng goals na pwede nalang i-take?
Like, for example nga, no, like ito, sabihin ko yung sa triathlon. Gusto ko matutong lumangoy. And then after nyan, kukuha ako ng coach sa swimming. Then after that, sabihin natin, marunong na ako mag-bike, marunong na ako and after that, I want to join a triathlon. So identify your weaknesses. Hindi yung bigla ka na lang susubok kung saan-saan. Masyado mataas yung risk. Napaka-taas ng inherent risk ng any outdoor activities or any sports na, ayan, yung mga ginagawa natin. So, may death involved or aksidente. So, in my case, sa mga ginagawa ko, usually pumupunta kami sa mga lugar na walang tao. Tumatakbo kami for long period of time. Minsan gabi, minsan kailangan mong alamin yung basic. Lalo na, sabihin natin runner ka na, no, pero gusto mong you wanna go into distance running, ultra distance running or mountain running. So alamin mo yung lugar, ano ba yung mga risk, may security issues ba yan? May mga malalapit bang communities? Ano ba yung basic? Ano ba yung kailangan kong gears to survive a 6, 7, 8 hours run? Okay. Kasi usually kung nagmamarathon ka, 3, 4, 5 hours, tapos ka na. So, pumasok ka sa bundok, iba na yon. Yung tinatakbo mo na 20K in sabihin natin 2 hours sa road, na iiba yung iiba yung equivalent. Minsan 4, 5 hours, hindi ka pa tapos. So, set mo kung ano ba yung, nagtitraining ba ako or this is just for fun. So meaning, kung nagtitraining ako, meron akong goal for today na ako magawa. This is just for fun. Hindi ko kailangan mabilis. Kailangan lang na enjoy the scenery. And number 1, don't lose the fun. Always. Pag hindi naman sa'yo yung ginagawa mo, forget it. Yun lang yun.
Okay.
Love of the sport.
Yes, hanap ka ng ibang bagay na magpapasaya sa'yo. Number 1, kaya natin to lagi ginagawa because it makes us happy. Pag hindi ka na happy, that's it. Subukan ng iba. Or sometimes, nabe-burnout ako like pag lagi sabayang trabaho, sabayang running for work and running for races. Kakaroon ng burnout Yung parang napapagod yung utak mo and yung katawan mo. Parang nagsasawa ka.
Sir Zombie, parang life advice na rin po yan, no?
Yes.
It also applies in life.
Applicable talaga.
Life coach na rin.
Oo. Sa point na nagplaplato ka or nabe-burnout ka, you have to stop. Kasi there's no sense of
you need to take 5.
Yeah. Wow! Dahil dyan. Sir.
Kasi minimal na yung gain. Like for training, kung burned out ka na, wala nang gain So stop. And for me, kaya ako sumusubok ng ibang sports is for this reason. Pag na-burnout ako sa isa, pupunta lang ako sa isa. Wow. So, and ang pinaka-escape ko, pag pagod na ako sa lahat na to, I go surfing.
Ooh.
Mas kalmado yun. No? So, nasa dagat ka lang. Hindi mo kailangan makipag-usap sa mga tao.
Wow.
So, yun. And after a week of that, or after sometimes, mamimiss mo uli yung mga dati mong ginagawa, like yung running and cycling. Then it's time for you to go back. Pwede na. Kasi ready to go.
Thank you, Sir Tomby. Nainggit naman ako. Sir Jay, kayo naman po, kung si Sir Tomby nagbigay siya ng advice para sa mga nandun na mahilig sa adventure at gustong mag-progress pa, and then na naging life advice din. Ano naman po yung ma-advise yung dalawa ni Ms. Hosanna para sa mga tao na gusto palang sumubok ng adventures? Like yung mga nabanggit natin ngayon dito. Siguro yung mga natatakot pa? Ganon? Or hindi ko alam, for some reasons. Ano yung ma-advise nyo sa kanila? Reasons to try those adventure tourism dito sa Pilipinas.
Yep. In connection din with Sir Tommy kanina regarding risk, I always advise people na always follow your talent over passion. Why? Kasi ako mahilig akong kumanta, pero yung music walang hilig sa akin. So, kung magaling ka like si Sir Tommy, magaling siya mag-risk assess, you follow that. Doon ka magaling, at malamang kung saan ka magaling, doon ka mag-excel. And advice ko dun sa mga mag-start din ng adventure, there is always life after 5. Kasi take 5, there is always life after 5. What does that mean? Ibig sabihin, after office, meron tayong buhay. Beyond work, beyond bahay, meron tayong buhay. At kailangan nating sulitin yon. So I always advise, there is life after 5.
Nice, Jay.
Although sa screen natin kanina si Sir Jay lang yung kita, pero nakita natin yung other panelists natin na nagta-thumbs up na napakalaki, di ba, Miss Lynette? How about you, Miss Hosanna? Ano po yung ma-advise nyo sa mga, in connection to what Sir Jay also said, sa mga magta-try pa lang ng mga adventures?
Okay, sa mga magta-try pa lang, usually kasi natatakot sila kasi mag-isa sila, wala silang kakilala. So I suggest you bring a friend para at least, di ba, may kasama ka. Then from there, tuloy-tuloy na yan. Paulit-ulit ka, naranasan mo na eh. Basta ang pinaka-importante, makapagsimula ka, then tuloy-tuloy na yan.
Oh, thank you. Ako rin, magsisimula na rin ako ng panibago. Diba guys, diba pagkatapos ng mga narinig natin na experiences, advices from our guests, parang gusto na rin natin mag-soar high sa mga nabanggit nilang mga lugar, mga nabanggit nilang activities. Abangan ninyo yan. So we will be back after this short break. Marami pa tayong pag-uusapan. Please like our Facebook page at GPSTV Official PH and subscribe to our YouTube page for weekly updates. Mabuhay and welcome back. You are still with me, Aya Fernandez, ang inyong online travel buddy dito sa GPS TV. Last week ay staycation yung ng integrated resorts, yung naging sentro ng ating discussions. Ngayon naman ay ang mga iba't ibang outdoor recreation activities and adventure tourism. So they may sound overwhelming, but ako talaga nag-enjoy na ako sa pag-breakdown ng discussion natin ngayon, di ba? So ngayon naman tatanungin ko kayo, what is the most intimate encounter you had with nature or moment where you really appreciated the beauty of our country's natural wonders? And where was this? So kanina na-mention ni Ms. Lynette yung running niya. So I'll start with her na. Yung na-mention nyo kanina. So, what was the most intimate encounter you had with nature? And saan yun?
Unfortunately, this was not a very beautiful experience for me as a racer, but it was the most beautiful race I joined. I joined, again, Mount Mayon Tri. So, can you imagine, you're swimming and you have the beautiful big Mayon behind you. You're biking with Mayon. I mean, you only see this Mayon volcano in photos, and it's popular all over the world. And here you are swimming, biking. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to finish the race, and because I fell sa canal. And before doing that race, I was able. We what do you call that? Three-wheeled motor na nag-off-road.
ABT?
That was also, buggy. That's a buggy na.
Okay.
So it's an off-road trail I had to do. So more than just doing the race, more than just racing in front of a beautiful Mayon volcano, we had other experiences as well where you commune with nature. In that one, you do not get that if it's the normal race you have in triathlon. And siguro yung second was when you swim and you can see the bottom of the ocean. Beautiful din siya na experience eh. How I wish I'd have the opportunity to run again, to do trail running in the future. I'm sure it's beautiful. Kasi we tried, Brian, yung Mount Puti, in Samal.
Yeah.
So,
Leyte.
No, Samal in Davao.
Samal Island.
It's just a
Samal Island.
It's a 1 hour climb lang. Pero iba din siya, medyo maganda yung mix ng adventure and yung capacity mo to go up the mountain and be one with nature. So, yun.
At saka narinig ko napakaganda daw ng marine sanctuary sa Samal Island or yung ecotourism nila doon, napaka-booming din. Wow. Na-imagine ko. Thank you, Miss Lynette. How about you? How about you, Sir Brian? Ano po yung most intimate encounter nyo with nature? And saan to?
Nung hindi pa, I can remember yung hindi pa uso yung sa Oslo, the whale sharks. I had the opportunity to go there before, nung hindi pa maraming tao ngayon, with my cousins. And that was really nice, swimming with them. And then another, siguro, mahilig din kasi ako lumangoy, kaya gusto ko mga ganun. When I joined the 10K swim, when I did the 10K swim, the first marathon 10K swim na inorganize ni Betsy Medalla in Karamuan, I did that swim, and it was the marine life was really, really nice. Not just during the race, but even before the race, when we swam, when we went out to different islands, it was really nice. And then plus the experience there in Gata village. I mean those huts there, it's a racecation, kumbaga.
Oh, bagong term yun, racecation.
Actually, that's what we use all the time.
Wow.
So we look forward to doing those things, not just to race and be with friends, but to experience the amenities that the hotels can offer, or kung hindi, kung ano man yung mga tourism, the experiences that we have with them.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really nice. It was really nice.
Yan, na-mention ni Sir Brian yung about dun sa panahon before naging medyo mas crowded yung Oslo of the place. Dito talaga
Yes.
natin makikita yung importance din ng mag-discover ng iba't ibang lugar pa para ma-avoid natin yung overcrowding sa mga tourist places dito sa Pilipinas. Kasi we have 7,641 islands. So,
Yes.
imposible guys na hindi merong bagong lugar tayong mapupuntahan. So, dahil dyan, Miss Hosanna, kayo naman, baka meron kayong interesting story or funny story or your most intimate encounter with nature? Yun, chika niyo po sa amin.
It was my first climb sa Mount Halcon. Located siya sa Mindoro. Bale, 4-day hike siya. 2 days paakyat, 2 days pababa. And then, nung pababa kami, I started hallucinating. Ewan ko kung totoo, pero parang may mga nararamdaman akong kakaiba. First time ko makaramdam ng ganun sa bundok after 2 years kong nagbubundok noon.
Ano po nakain?
And then, hindi parang sa pagod or ewan or may something na, sabi ng guide doon, kasi kumukuha ng guide sabi ng guides doon, meron daw talagang mga kakaibang mga nilalang niya.
Ala!
And then, yes, kakatakot! Naiyak ako sa trail. Kasi naglalakad ako, may pole tayong tinatawag, trekking pole. Ngayon, pag naglalakad ako, may naririnig ako sa likod ko kahit walang tao. Parang pole, kasi nahawi niya rin yung mga damo-damo, yung mga halaman. Nakabahan ako. Tapos doon ako naiyak kasi parang, oh my gosh, ano bang nangyayari? Gabi na kasi noon eh. Tapos one time, doon din, the same mountain, may nakita akong parang group ng mga parang locals. I don't know if locals yun. Basta parang sumasayaw-sayaw sila doon sa riverside. Then iniilawan ko. Kinikwento ko sa guide, Kuya, bakit meron dito mga tao, gabi na? Tapos ang sabi ng guide sa akin, patayin ko daw yung ilaw ko and then wag ko daw tignan kasi ako lang nakakakita no. Hala! After noon, kabado na ako maglakad pababa. Hindi na ako makapag-concentrate. Yun lang.
Pero, Miss Hosanna, kasi ako, natakot ako. Natakot ako dun sa kwento. Pero, after nun, kasi na-mention yung first hike niyo yun eh. Ibig sabihin...
first major hike sa bundok na yan. First hike sa bundok na yan.
Okay. But it didn't stop you from continuously hiking?
Wala lang yun sa makikita mo. Hindi mo yung papansin. Sobrang ganda. Pagdating mo doon, mararamdaman mo na, ay, para lang pala akong virus sa mundo. Kasi ang ganda-ganda ng Pilipinas. Sobra. Lalo na parang hindi siya nagalaw. Kahit yung mga tao doon, parang hindi sanay na makakita ng mga tao. The best yun.
Ayan, meron tayong pa-Halloween snippet para sa episode na to pero guys, kung iisipin nyo, nakakatakot siya pero kasama yung adventure. Diba?
Kasama sa thrill.
Yeah. How about you, Sir Jay? Sana hindi na po scary story. Pwede rin naman. Kasi
bawiin mo, Sir Jay!
Ano yung ma'am?
Bawiin mo.
Kaya for me naman, when you are starting a startup, when you are founding a startup, you always have these assumptions sa business nyo, in business side. So our assumptions before is, we can always, neglected kasi mga communities natin before in terms of tourism. So what we wanted to do is include them in our tourism cycle.
Yes.
So meron kaming ginawang pilot area before, in Mount Kupapay, in Bontoc, before Mount Kupapay became Mount Kupapay right now, we partner with local community na gusto namin ma-involve sila dun sa tourism cycle na kahit sila is mag-benefit sa tourism. So after a while na umakyat kami, kinausap namin sila, then kinausap namin yung mga elders, mga LGUs, then na-realize namin na talagang nakakatulong yung tourism sa local. I'm a graduate of political science. So ang ano ko is one way to stop rebellion or insurgency is maybe we can use tourism to include people, like local communities on the tourism cycle para mag-benefit sila.
And also, Sir Jay, like what you've mentioned, kapag nagiging collective effort siya,
Yeah.
it becomes para siyang bayanihan. no? And hindi ka nagiging turista sa sarili mong bayan. Kasi mas nagiging responsible ka eh. Mas mindful ka dun sa community na nandoon, paano ka makakatulong. Hindi ka parang, enjoy na lang tayo dito, wala na. Thank you for mentioning that, Sir Jay. And now, I wanted to ask you, all of you, what are the alternative activities na you can do now since there are no competitions yet, diba? I'm sure sa mga nanonood ngayon, kahit excited na tayo ngayon tumakbo, mag-swimming at mag-cycling, wala pang competitions yet. So what kind of protection would you wear? Mask with face shield ba? Hat with built-in face shield? So ano yung mga alternative activities that you do now since there are no competitions? Yep.
Sige, ako palagi naman ako.
Sige, go ahead.
Palaging na. Okay. Well, as for running, maganda eh. Kasi pinakauna siyang pinayagan ng IATF, di ba? Na lumabas. So, the moment na when they said it's okay to run, para to run. So, there's really no stopping. Except, but then again, when you do these things because you want to race, because you love it, you don't need a race to continue doing it. Di ba, Sir Thambi? So you don't need a race. I don't need to wait for a race. The only thing lang, the alternative thing we did lang when we were not allowed to go out was, we need to continuously expand our lungs so that when we can go out, ready kami. So nag-YouTube kami, nag-HIIT kami, nag-Zumba ako. So lahat videos lang. Just so na continuously active and healthy kami, even if we're indoor. And after this pandemic, maybe if activities are available again, I really want to do activities that encourage seeing the rest of the Philippines, as in I want to join a race not in Metro Manila, in another beautiful city. I want to swim in another beautiful sea because we have so much more to offer. Di ba nga, Brian joined a race in Australia. Kung maka-hype sila, wow. But then compared to what we have here in the Philippines. And if us Filipinos know how beautiful it is and how much we can capitalize on this, the racecation thing, paano pa yung iba pupunta dito, di ba? So, dahil nandito na si Sir Thambi, nandito na si Sir Jay, sana maraming ganong races na hindi naman yung tipong extreme na hindi ako makarelate. But yung working class na they decide to, sige, let's do this race because it's beautiful, you can bring family. Medyo mainstream na races, and I'm really looking forward to joining all of those.
And I think, Ms. Lynette, what you're also trying to say, correct me if I'm wrong, aside from focusing on the skill, you focus on the environment where you are. Kasi katulad nyo, na-mention nyo, hindi naman kayo super duper active, like a super duper hardcore athlete para maging triathlete. But siguro...
Kadamihan hindi naman hardcore talaga.
Correct.
But having all of these beautiful sceneries to look forward to go to, it will encourage more Filipinos to travel and visit the Philippines.
And that's a very good point. Na mag-focus tayo dun sa sceneries, what we have, bank on the creative trails that we have.
Yes.
And kasi yung skill, yung running, swimming, cycling, yun na yung standard yun na yung tawag doon, pare-pareho na yun sa iba't ibang bansa. Pero yung kung saan mo siya gaganapin, yun yung magpapaka-unique. We see Sir Thambi nodding.
Yes.
Ano po yung, kayo naman po Sir Thambi, what are the alternative activities that you do now since there are no competitions yet? Or hindi pa talaga siya open?
Well, you have to be creative, no? Lalo na ngayon naka-lockdown, lalo na nung ECQ, hindi ka pwedeng lumabas. Yung mga tao nasa condo, may maliliit ang spaces sa bahay. You just need to be creative. And then at the same time, paano ka magiging mentally and physically fit? Number one priority yun ngayon, no? Para hindi tayo tamaan agad ng sakit basta-basta. Then at the same time, paano you have to to find the right motivation. Paano mo gagawin yun? Sabi ko nga sa mga kakilala ko, 2 klase lang ng tao ang mag-i-emerge sa pandemic na to. Yung super fit, tsaka yung tinamad, yung walang ginawa. Kasi most of the athletes that I know, yung mga friends ko, they're fitter now as compared dun sa pre-pandemic area. Kasi sila nag-work. And even me, hindi ko nga, before para sa akin, ang baduy ng mga virtual races kasi sanay akong tumakbo sa labas at lumabas. But then eventually, sinubukan kong mag-join with friends and okay din naman pala. And then yun din ang naging motivation ko to train during the lockdown. Tumakbo, mag-bike, and kung hindi kayo maniniwala, I was able to run 91 kilometers in our compound on a 200-meter race, on a 200-meter path. When I joined Spartan Race 24 hours virtual race April ba or June. So since ayaw kong hindi kami na-allow tumakbo sa labas ng village ng compound. So dito, gumawa ako ng 200-meter loop sa loob ng compound namin.
Grabe yung alternative nyo, parang competition na rin.
Actually, that's my way of pag-develop ng mental toughness.
Mental health.
That's what we need sa situation na to. Kung mahina yung mental mo, maraming umaayaw maraming bumibigay sa pandemic.
So I
Number
hope,
1, affected lahat, finances, love life, yung mga long distance relationship dyan. Diba? So, social
Iwalay
life.
na, Sir Tam.
Oo, marami nag-iwalay, marami naging Zoom partners.
Kulang lang yan sa hawak.
Oo. Pero marami namang nagkagustuhan sa Zoom lang, sabi nyo nga, di ba?
Oo nga LDR work.
Zoom. So yun, you just have to be creative and then set ka ng goals na gusto ko after ng pandemic na to, fit ako or healthy ako for my family and for myself. So yun, para pag lumabas ka, ready ka for anything, ready ka to train again, ready ka to go out, ready ka to explore. So walang, diba?
Yeah, thank you. Sana nakakuha kayo ng tips, guys, kay Sir Thumbie para sa mga very active people out there. So, pwede pa rin pala. Kasi ako, sa akin, nung pinakinggan ko, parang pang competition na rin yung alternative niya. But anyway, thank you, Sir Thumbie. How about you, Sir J? Yeah? Sorry?
Yeah.
Sir J, how about you? What kind of alternative activities that you do habang wala open hiking or competitions?
Right now, what we are doing is a virtual tour. So every Saturday night, we organize virtual tour. So doon kasi as Sir Tam said a while ago, yung mental health talaga importante right now sa pandemic. Yung wala kang ibang makitang tao, mahirap. Yung wala kang ibang kausap, mahirap. So ginagawa namin ng paraan para yung mga followers namin, client namin, kakilala namin, is kahit papano, kahit virtually, magkasama-sama. So, yun din, sinasabihan namin sila ngayon na wag muna tayo mag-climb kasi may mga communities na hindi naman din tumatanggap ng mga gustong umakyat. Kasi kung aalamin natin, yung mga medical healthcare facility ng mga local communities, hindi ganun kataas yung kanilang capability.
Yeah.
Once na pumunta tayo doon at nahawaan natin sila, talagang maapektuhan natin sila. So for me, like kung sinasabi, may hugot ako doon, kung mahal mo yung isang bagay, dapat marunong tayong mag-antay.
Wow!
Antayin natin na mag-open, antayin natin na pwede na ulit tayong umakyat.
Magpilitin?
Oo.
Yep, huwag natin pilitin.
Wag pilitin ng hindi naman talaga. So, adventures po yung pinag-uusapan natin dito? Tama ba?
Yes. Adventures.
Anyway, we've mentioned mental health and mindsets. Now, Ms. Hasana, what do you think what is the mindset that one should have on these nature adventures? Like, how can we survive it mentally?
For me, naniniwala ako, meron kasing kasabihan, if you wanna go fast, go alone. If you wanna go far, go together. So, kailangan mo talagang humingi ng support sa mga kasamahan mo para to keep you sane ngayong pandemic.
To survive
Ayun po.
mentally also these activities, you believe na dapat join talaga as a group, like do it as a group.
Yes.
Okay. Thank
Meron
you.
ngayong parang meron pong uso ngayon yung parang virtual na mag-Zoom meeting kayo tapos sabay-sabay kayong nag-workout. Nakikita ko yun eh. Pero hindi ko pa na-try. Yun yung ginagawa ng iba para sipagin yung mga kasama.
Ang cute. How about you, Sir Brian? And kung meron din kayo gustong i-plug, go lang. What is the mindset that one should have on these nature activities or nature adventures? What do you think? To survive mentally.
Thank God for the internet. Kasi despite this lockdown, nakulong tayo sa bahay. Because of internet, we get kahit papano, kahit walang personal, hindi personalized, but you get to get in touch with family, friends through Zoom. Kahit papano, there's still the new norm of socializing. And then like what Hosanna said, there are virtual workouts together. My kids actually, who are competitive swimmers also, since nawala yung swimming, ang team nila is actually doing workouts online. Sama-sama sila as a group because biglaan na withdraw yung training sa kanila eh. And it's not easy, especially for athletes who train every day. Sometimes they train twice a day, tas all of a sudden, withdraw yung stimulus ng training, no? And then, thank God for the internet, like I said. They're able to see each other, work out together, talk amongst each other. It helps. Lalo na yung mga mag-isa lang sa bahay.
Oo nga. It's so nice now what we learn from adventure, we also apply it in real life.
Yes, yes.
Oh yes, Sir Thambi.
Addition lang, no? Yung sa akin naman, aside from working out, nag-conduct ako ng nag-isip ako paano ako makakatulong sa mga taong naka-lockdown. Mostly sa mga friends. Nag-conduct ako ng mga Zoom workouts or FB live workouts. Meron akong YouTube channel. So nakapost yun doon every day. Nag-conduct ako ng HIIT, ng mga interval trainings.
Ano po yung YouTube channel niyo, Sir Thambi?
Thambi Remigio.
Hey, okay.
And then eventually, I even recorded videos about bike commuting para makatulong dun sa mga bike commuters, like tips, gears, bike maintenance. So, nandun din yan sa YouTube channel ko. And after that, nag-organize ako ng mga ayuda. Nangolekta ako ng mga donations. Dala kami ng mga food packs sa mga mountain communities na malapit dito. Yung mga areas na lagi kong tinatakbuhan at hinahike, like Montalban, Antipolo. So, yun yung naging pampalipas ko rin ng oras during the pandemic aside from working.
True. So, like,
magtanim.
Wow, magtanim. So, like what we've doing now, I will like what we've been doing in adventures, connecting with the ones we are with. Ganun din ngayon, hanggang ngayon, and forever will be the mantra of every adventure. Maraming salamat po, Sir Thambi, Miss Lynette, Sir Brian, Sir James, Miss Hosanna. May you have more power, more blessings to come. Maraming salamat po for sharing us your wisdom. And ako mismo, personally, gusto ko na rin mag-adventure. Sobrang naiinggit ako. And of course, thank you so much to everyone who joined us on our conversation. It was truly a value-adding experience for us here. And for all of you watching on Facebook and YouTube, kung meron pa kayong mga tanong, feel free na puntahan sila sa mga respective organizations nila. And of course, thank you for Hotel Sales and Marketing Association, the Department of Tourism, and the Tourism Promotions Board for making this show possible. Sana marami kayong natutunan at nalaman tungkol sa safe and mindful traveling, di ba? Kahit meron pa tayong horror stories dyan. Don't forget to be still a responsible and mindful traveler. Always plan your trips and consider the health situation of your family, your resources, and the location you're going to. Syempre, on top of strict medical protocols so that everyone can safely enjoy, di ba? Including the rest of the people around you. Talagang may papakita natin ng bayanihan sa pamamagitan ng pagiging mapagmatyag na manlalakbay. Always remember that for everyone to enjoy a worry-free travel experience, we have to first, of course, hashtag go safe before we go travel. Until our next flight, this has been your online travel buddy, Aya Fernandez. Watch out for more episodes. See you again only here on GPS TV. Go Philippines! Soar high. Mabuhay everyone.